Hey everybody, today on 5 Minute Survival, I'm going to be giving you some step-by-step instructions for making a simple lean-to type temporary survival shelter. Now there are many different kinds of wilderness survival shelters and probably hundreds of different methods for making each one of those. However, if and when I find myself in a survival situation, a lean-to type survival shelter is what I'm going to be spending my first night in. So you've picked a location to spend your first night that meets your immediate needs, and it's time to get started on making your home for the night. We're going to try and use as much already dead wood as possible for a couple of reasons. One is to help preserve the forest, of course, and the second reason is going to be simply because it's a lot easier and you're going to expend a lot less energy collecting dead, already fallen trees or branches than it would be for you to try to cut down green trees. The first thing we're going to do is set up a ridgepole or find an existing one. Now, using a green or living tree for the ridgepole may be the safest bet. That's what I do whenever I'm making a lean-to shelter. Even though I am collecting dead wood for the runners and things like that, I'm going to cut down a green ridgepole because it's just safest. A ridgepole is simply a strong branch or fallen tree at least 6 feet long that we can secure horizontally about 4 to 6 feet off the ground. Vertical rock faces or large boulders can also serve this purpose, but for this video we're going to assume nothing like that is available. Now, to do this, we're going to use a crotch in a tree trunk, or by lashing the ends to upright trees, or by supporting the ends of our ridgepole in a tripod, or any combination of those things. To make a tripod, we're going to use 3 poles, 6 to 8 feet in length. Lash the poles together using a clove hitch or any other type of knot that you're comfortable with. Leave enough slack in the knot to stick about 2 fingers underneath. Now stand the poles up and spread them into a tripod. It's that simple. Now secure the ridgepole at both ends. Next, we add runners. Again, we're going to need to find the poles about 6 to 8 feet long. About 15 of them should be enough. These lay perpendicular to the ridgepole and are supported by it. So remember, if you've used dead wood for your ridgepole, make sure your runners are not more than 3 inches in diameter, otherwise you risk breaking your ridgepole and collapsing your shelter. Now, from bottom to top, we're going to pile on sticks, small branches, leaves, leafy vegetation such as palm fronds or ferns. Any branches, sticks, limbs, stuff that was maybe too short to use as runners, stuff that I've cleared out of the way to make my camp, that's going to get piled right on top of my shelter. It's going to be roof thatching. Try to maybe make it a little water resistant. Maybe not waterproof for the first night, but we're going to keep some of the dew off of it, maybe a light shower, and sort of keep our body heat in when we build our fire. There are many different things you can do to beef up your shelter, in addition to steps I've shown you, assuming you have the energy, time, and materials to do so. Things such as securing your runners to the ridgepole with some type of cordage, adding runners to the other side, making a completely closed-in A-frame shelter, and putting leaves and soft vegetation down for bedding. All of these things can be done in the days that follow your first night until you've decided to egress or have been rescued. It is ease of construction and versatility that make the lean-to type shelter the best place to start in almost any situation. There are a few instances in which a lean-to type shelter is not your best bet for the first night. One of those situations is going to be an extreme cold environment in which you haven't been able to get a fire going, or you simply just haven't had the time to. But we'll discuss that in our next video. So remember, it only takes 5 minutes to improve your chances of survival. Until next time, I'm Snowman for 5 Minute Survival.